Hello there, I'm DrRank, and welcome to the By and Large Speedrun Marathon. Today we're going to be doing Wall-E for the PlayStation 2, and I specify PlayStation 2 because there are multiple different versions of Wall-E by different developers. This one was made by Asobo Studio for the PC, PS2, and PSP. There is also a separate version made by Heavy Iron Studios for Wii, Xbox 360, and PS3. But this one is better in my opinion, but they're both really good. So we've disabled autosave, which saves a bunch of time, but I do have a backup save ready. And let's begin. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright, so this is your standard movie tie-in game that have taken a few creative liberties. This game actually opens in the year 2105 when humans are evacuating the planet and robots like Wall-E here are tasked with cleaning it up. Most of the game will be about collecting these blue energy charges, otherwise known as batteries, and using them to open doors. The batteries are primarily found inside blue B&L crates, which we can break with any attack, including making a jump cube and throwing it at them. Now the main movement tech that you'll see in this run is spamming Wall-E's box charge over and over. This move automatically puts Wall-E's speedometer in the bottom right into the orange zone. And it is the fastest way to move. You can also use the box charge to destroy crates, as we can see in this room. But it also allows for a few skips that we'll see later in the run. Oh, sorry, I was pressing X instead of square there. But we do need to press X here because we do have a jump button, technically. Wall-E's jump in this game is barely existent. Like, it takes you like 10 centimeters off the ground. We've got some skateboard physics in this game as well. So whenever you go downhill, your speedometer automatically goes into the red zone. And you maintain red speed for as long as you are moving, basically. Alright. I'm going to try to skip the slope here. Or I'll just hang on the wall for eternity. That's good too. Now one trick that's an integral mechanic is what's called a pipe transfer, where you go up one side of the slope and down the other. So we're going to operate a pipe transfer to jump over the gap.
Operate a pipe transfer to jump over the gap.
All right. Now, what would a robot be without a laser? Now, this is the only level where we have to get some laser ammo before we start by gambling.
You're all clear.
And as we all know, you don't want to be in the way when his laser goes off.
Phase 10.
Right, so got the healing tutorial there. You can use solar panels to restore your health, but that one's completely optional. You can just skip straight past it. And you can also refill health and ammo with the yellow and red batteries, respectively. Alright, now we've got our first real skip in this run. You're supposed to throw a cube at that sign over and over to lower the platform, but we're going to do this instead. Oh, I nearly got it there. There we go, second try. Yeah, so that's called a either a long jump or a box jump. Basically, when you box charge, there's a little bit of like coyote time, and you can use that brief window to jump out of it and cross further gaps than you're supposed to. So here we have Sandstorm Sprints, which is a super speed level. We are constantly running forwards with red speed. And trying to get back to Wall-E's base within the time limits. This is also our first deviation from any percent, where we have to destroy all of the B&L crates in the level, and that'll give us some extra bonus points, which you can use to purchase cheats and concept art and the like. Very similar to Crash Bandicoots, which is why I described this game as basically Crash Bandicoot on wheels. Also, you might have noticed that I've been skipping the cutscenes, which is normally impossible on the first playthrough. However, on the PS2 version, and only the PS2 version, you can hold the R2 button as the cutscene loads, and it becomes skippable. Like, I think it's a developer tool that was left in by accident. And this saves like 25 minutes over the course of the run compared to PC. PC does still save time in other areas, but this is the big one. There is a similar cutscene skip on PSP that involves taking it in and out of sleep mode and then mashing the start button. However, that is not viable because, well, the PSP version sucks. All right, so here we have Home Sweet Home. We've got some crate destruction to do here as well. Very narrowly avoid falling off there. So there's two different types of crates in the game. Red crates can only be destroyed with the laser. Gray crates can only be destroyed with a cube or box charge. And then the blue crates can be destroyed with anything. This is also our first level with the other 100% collectible type and artifacts, which is basically something from the human era that Wally likes to collect. The only way to collect an artifact is to find where it's buried and look at it in first-person mode, and then go over and dig it up. So here we've got some binoculars, which is actually the only artifact that's required in any percent, because it unlocks the rest of the story in the next level. So what happens in that cutscene is Wally's used binoculars to find another functioning Wally unit, potentially. And so he's going to go over and try to make a friend. So that is a pretty short level. We're going to see that area a couple more times throughout the run as well. All right. So this is work day. So there's the friends that we're trying to meet up with. There's a fair few skips we can try to do in this level. So first we're going to throw a cube at that crate up there. Then we're going to do a box jump onto this platform. There we go. And break all the boxes to raise it. So we broke some boxes there to lower the pipe. And we're going to take a small detour here. There we go. So normally you'd have to go down the ramp there to get here. Now, unfortunately, the artifact cutscenes are unskippable. So this is a good spot for any messages to read out.
No donations, but if you are able to donate, we do have some incentives that are still remaining open. Our last remaining donation incentives are the name Espeon and name Ursaring for the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness run coming up later. Currently, name Espeon, we still have Winx with a commanding lead of $480 over Chijing coming up behind it with $60. So if you want to turn this into a race, we're going to need some big no-nos there. And for the name Ursaring, we have Mr. Grizz in the lead with $190 and Ursaring following behind it with $136.
All right, so you do a box jump there to skip having to climb all the way back up.
Millions of robots with one directive. Wallies are now here to clear the
And we get an advertisement for the Wallies being played for a Wally, which is fantastic business strategy by and large. All right, so for this area, we need 50 batteries to lower that crane arm. So we're going to start by missing that throw, apparently. So there's blue crates all throughout this level. Whoop. Yeah, he likes to get stuck on the wall sometimes. He's got his controls a bit like a tank. Not to say this game has tank controls per se, but it's more like tank physics. And here we have our second artifact of the level, the plunger, which of course will get stuck on his face. It's a real shame that we can't skip these cutscenes, but yeah, they are hilarious. All right. Whoop. All right. So hitting the sign earlier raised this bridge, which you can use to get into there. There is a skip you can do to bypass that, but it is not marathon safe. Now here we have the explosive cube, which is generated automatically by this box. And we can use them to break down the doors that won't open. And the blast radius destroys crates of all types, which is handy. And now those vortexes, they dissipate once you break every single crate within them. Nope. Had to mess that up. Alright, can use laser to get these ones so we don't risk falling off. And we're gonna do a jump here. There we go. So that skips the puzzle on the door there, where you have to basically play Simon Says. You're given a sequence of colors to memorize. Now there's a similar skip for this door, but it is a lot harder. And it requires to build up red speed, ideally from this ramp, and then do a very precise jump onto the door frame. Ah, didn't get it. Oh well.
Dial the correct code to gain access.
So this is what you normally have to do to open this door. This is one of the key puzzles. The goal of this one is to make the left side match the right. These puzzles are really fast on PC because you can control Wally's hand with the mouse.
You're all clear.
But on PS2, you have to use the analog stick. Also, I should mention I'm playing this game on PS5, which has faster loading times, and also does allow you to remap your controls in-game. So, like, if I wanted to, I could have put Wally's movement on the D-pad. Unfortunately, I don't like using D-pad for this game. Ah. Oh. Come on. There we go. So, handy little skip there. Saves having to wait for the piston cycles. Oh, we got a big launch there. That's a... Whoa. Lost red. There we go. Can you stay on the beam, please, Wally? Thank you. Alright, now this is one of the few levels that has a mid-level save point. So if we quit the level back to the chapter select, then resuming will put us back to this point. So you got... Wow! I am not supposed to drop down there yet. There we go. So gotta go down there a couple times to get all the boxes. There are some neat skips you can do for some of them, but yeah, they're hard and I haven't learned how to do them yet. All right, now there's one more blue box. You can see it on the mini-map there. And if I can stay on the ramp, Wally. But before we go for that box, we're gonna grab one more artifact in this side room on the right. We got a little pop-up telling us that that you can avoid damage by being in box mode, which is a intended mechanic that we can abuse very frequently. All right, and then we can use this half pipe to get red speed and take it all the way to the boxes. Double check that we broke everything. The blue crates actually don't count towards the crate total, but you need them for any percent anyway. All right, so that is work day done. Now we have the extremely difficult hidden treasure. There's a skip right at the start of this level that we call this cone skip because there's an artifact at the top of a ledge that we can grab right away with this skip. Whoop. So we can do a precise box charge uphill. There we go. Oh, and there we go. Yeah, so we call that cone skip because traffic cone, which he uses as a sandcastle building tool, which is just absolutely adorable. We've got time for any more messages that have come through.
Yep, we have $75 from Finchy with no comment and $20 from T with no comment. And someone in the chat didn't realize that we were playing Ton E Hawk.
Was that Tone E Hawk, like with the letter E?
Yes, it was. It was T-O-N-E.
That's awesome. All right, so this key puzzle is required for this area. It's just memory match. Got to find the colors and match them.
You're all clear.
All right, so you're gonna grab that sign and immediately fall down. Lovely. Negating any time save that cone skip would have given us. So normally you're supposed to go up to that sign, grab the blues, and then drop down in the gap there to land on that platform, grab the cone, and then climb all the way back up. But obviously cone skip is faster. Now some of these switches that we hit with the cubes are permanent, but others, like that second one, are temporary, like they'll go back down after a few seconds. Alright, so got some first-person sniping to do here. There we go. Grab that cube and that crate there. Gonna charge into that explosive cube to blow it up instantly. Throw it at that door, but we're not gonna go there yet because there's another one back here. Oh. So I'm gonna dig up this artifact, which should look familiar to the Aussies, the boomerang. Of course he throws it away. And it comes back. I love how you can actually see it fly back in on the left there. That's one of my favorite artifact animations in the run. Now you can skip that sign. There we go. And immediately after that artifact, we have another one on the left there. So we got the fly swatter. Yeah. Oh no, look at cockroach. No! Oh no! Oh, he's fine. Also, fun fact, the cockroach's name is Hal, after the AI from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Though they never mentioned that name in the movie itself. There's a book I had as a kid called the Pixarpedia, which goes in depth into all the Pixar movies up to 2009. And the cockroach's profile says his name is unknown or indecipherable to human ear. So like, it's only in other media that refers to him as Hal, like Disney Universe, if anyone remembers that game. Yeah, so this area can be a bit troublesome if you die too frequently, because this game isn't too stingy with its checkpoints, but sometimes it can be stingy when it wants to be. There you go, 36 is correct there. I've got a whole car there on the right. No, not even a car, it's a truck. Alright, so we're gonna grab the box first, then the artifact. And we got the telescope, which, I mean, it seems kind of redundant. Like, we already had binoculars earlier. We don't need a second telescoping instrument. But it does give Ollie a jump scare. Alright. So we can reuse this cube for the last box here. This jump is a nightmare. Exhibit A. And of course the crate respawns, because they always respawn when you die. Okay, that might block the path, so we're going to laser it. Turns out the cube wasn't the issue. Oh, come on. I'm good at this game, I swear. There we go. Alright, so you're gonna try to befriend this Swally unit. Oh, we killed him. Flee the scene of the crime, Wally. They can't catch you if they don't know. But on the plus side, we have the plant. All right. So here we have Truck Sweet Truck, which is the shortest level in the game. Oh, forgot I was skipping the cutscene there. All right, so the goal here is to shepherd this red dot toward the exit. And there we go, nice and quick. Now, you might have noticed I didn't get any boxes there, but that is because you may notice it was the same layout as Home Sweet Home, and it is literally the same level internally. So Home Sweet Home and Truck Sweet Truck share a crate count. So if you get the boxes in one, it automatically gives you the box bonus in the other. But now we have probably the most interesting level in the run, Shipyard, or as the speedrunners call it, Skipyard. Because there are just so many skips that exist in this level. Whoop. Very wonky collision there. Alright, so we're going to get red speed from this ramp. And we're going to immediately lose it, so we can throw this cube. Now, this artifact up here has given me a bit of trouble in the practice room. Oh, we got it with orange. Let's go. Yeah, so you normally need red speed to get up there. But you can just barely make it with orange speed with a properly timed box charge. Now, the path through the level from here would be to go back down the ramp and do a big jump there. But we've got some boxes to grab down here first, which gives us a chance to potentially do the skip that 80% uses. So we're going to box charge from here straight to the other side. And the nice thing too is there's a checkpoint there, so if you mess up but mess up right, you can still make the jump. And we're going to do a small jump here to do a skip and completely mess up Eve's animation in the process. Like, she's supposed to be pointing her gun at us right now, and we've got floating cockroach. And Eve's just stuck in an A pose. Now, believe it or not, this level doesn't have a mid-level save point. It has two. And even though I'm turning down the saves, it is still legally saving them. Which is handy because there's a first try or bust artifact in the final checkpoint, but they have a save point right after. Also, that vortex at the back, there's supposed to be two boxes there, but for some reason on PS5, they're like stacked together. All right. Nice and quick puzzle here. Just got to touch the yellow light.
You're all clear.
Also, apparently that's supposed to be security locks. Like, what kind of lock is that? B&L was really behind the times 700 years ago. All right. And now we've got a tube of paint. Which, as a kid, I always thought was like a tube of ketchup. But, nah, paint makes more sense in hindsight. Because you can use it to draw pictures like this. And I love how he draws a picture of Eve, because he doesn't know her name at this point. So we're going to nag both of those signs at once. And we'll grab another artifact, which is the engagement ring. And he immediately tosses the ring. Because, like, the case is more important. Alright, gonna try to get red from that ramp. There we go. Then we can go straight on to the next area. This is where I die the most in this level, because very narrow platform and a very small turning circle. Then we got some goop to clear out here. Boing. Oh. There's a very cool cycle that we can hit here, which thankfully doesn't start until you activate it. So we're gonna use some junk cubes to start these propellers and do a precise jump onto... It dropped my jump. Okay, so what I was trying to do was box jump onto the fan blades. There we go, that's better. And there's one more skip I'm going to go for on this ramp. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. So yeah, so that's probably the skip that saves the least amount of time, because it's just like one set of ramp jumps. There we go. All right, now we have our final mid-level save point in this level. All right, so got to do some very careful jumps for this artifact. If you miss any of those jumps, you cannot get back up because there's a checkpoint down there. So if you miss, you have to reload the level. Also, this is our the actual first openly gay Disney character, these two dolls. All right. Now these are the last three boxes. Hopefully they stay broken though, because there is a chance that if I die in the next section, those crates will respawn and I cannot backtrack to them, so I'd have to restart from chapter select. So just gonna draw an outline of Eve's shadow there. Missed a bit there. And we have a decently long cutscene here, so good time for some messages.
Directive?
Yep. I would just like to remind everyone that donating isn't the only way to support Game on Cancer. In addition to donating, the Twitch revenue we receive throughout this event will also be given to Game on Cancer, which includes bits, subscriptions to AusSpeedruns channel, as another way to support Game on Cancer. And if you are also at the event and you are having trouble with donating online for one reason or another, you can donate in person at the front desk.
All right. So in this section, you're supposed to chase Eve around the racetrack and catch up to her. But we're going to go the opposite direction and do a skip, because it's faster to do it this way if we get it first try. Whoa. Oh, no, messed it up. All right. Please be nice to me, crate count. Okay, we're still at 50. We're good. There we go. Now, that's only part one of the skip. Still got part two, still got one more pit to jump over, but this one's thankfully much easier. There we go. And that's Shipyard. Now, at this point, we do unlock a bonus level called Tanker Playground. However, because you automatically go to the next level after completing it, we're instead going to continue in the main story and save Tanker Playground for last. So here we have our first Eve level. She can accelerate by holding R1, and she can shoot her laser with X or triangle. There is actually a massive skip you can do out of bounds in 80%. However, doing so bypasses all of these boxes. Also, damage boosting is a legitimate strategy for this level because every single box has like 5 health charges. Also, this is one of the levels that you can play in the multiplayer mode of the game. Yes, this game has multiplayer. So they've got both a series of split-screen mini-games, which are fun. But they've also got a championship mode, which is, where you play certain super speed levels, taking turns to do time trials, basically. Those can be really fun to do. And we have 2 of those sorts of levels back-to-back, because we had Taking Flight with Eve, and then we have Surprise Departure with Wally. So at this point, Wally's invited Eve over to his house, and she's found the plant and has gone into sleep mode, and now her dad's come to pick her up. So we're trying to rush back home to intercept the ship before it takes off. This level is also very stingy with its checkpoints. So like, if I die here, I have to go all the way back to where I turned right to jump back there. But hopefully, we won't die. Also, this ramp here, you can just not jump off it. Okay, I lied. So yeah, you see how much time that lost? But that was just RNG manipulation. Alright, so got some downtime here, so if you want to read stuff out, go right ahead.
Just like to remind everyone that our donations can be sent to incentives. We do still have 2 incentives remaining, the name Espeon and name Umbreon for Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, with Winx still far in the lead for naming Espeon with 480, and Mr. Grizz in the lead for naming Ursaring with 190, I think that is. It is a bit hard to see where you're supposed to add your comment to your donations on the donation link. There is a comment slightly under where you put in your name that has a drop-down box to add comments, which will open the box. Do not worry if you have trouble finding it. I certainly did. I still do. And if you are unable to, please just struck me a message on the Discord or in the Twitch chat, and I will put your donation to what you'd like it to be put to.
All right, so here we've got Stowaway to Space. This one is basically just an auto-scroller where we're trying to shoot space junk with our laser. We do need the crates anyway for 100%, but they're especially important in this level because they're all full of laser ammo. This is a pretty long auto-scroller, so if you've got anything more to read, just power through it.
Nothing to read at the moment. I do have a question, however. What is the difference between the any percent and 100% routes? Beyond just collecting all the boxes.
What difference between what, sorry?
What's the difference between the any percent route and the 100% route?
So 100% has to get all the boxes. Any percent just gets to the end of each level as fast as possible. That being said, the current any percent record does still get the boxes here because it's not really that much slower too. Like, it's less than a second of, oh, you break all the boxes, here's some bonus points at the end of the level. But there will also be 4 levels that we won't do in 80% that we do in 100%, and we'll see those at the end of the run. This is that crate up top can really screw you over because it has like 5 seconds to hit it before it floats off screen. All right, so that's Stowaway to Space done, and now we have our first level aboard the Axiom, Eve Pursuit. So Eve's been taken in by the Axiom staff. They've detected that she has the plant, so they're taking her to see the captain. If Eve gets too far ahead, then we die instantly. And this is also one of my least favorite levels for Hundo because there are several boxes that are first try or bust. And unlike Shipyard, there's no save points in this level. But the nice thing is we're going to be at red speed for the vast majority of this level. And we managed to overtake Eve there. That's awesome. Now these gaps, you can just box charge over. Like, you don't even need to jump. Yeah, so all those red panels on the floor, those are instant death if we touch them. All right, so now we get to see the puzzle that we skipped in Workday, which is the memory puzzle.
Remember and reproduce to gain access.
So this is basically Simon Says. You have to do 3 rounds, each with one more symbol than the last. And the nice thing is, if you make one mistake, you have to start the whole thing over. Like, it's the only puzzle type that's like that. Oh, and a really wonky approach there. There we go. Oh, I missed. Oh, and it landed. Nice. All right, so you get red speed from this downhill. And we're going to do a jump here to get a better line for these boxes, which is actually something that the PC 80% record doesn't do. The leaderboards for this game are split by platform due to version differences. All right. All right, so we've got another auto-scroller here. We have to play The Floor is Lava, basically, while riding on these steward carts. So if you've got any donations that have come in, now's a great time to have them.
I have one with a message for you. We have $75 from Olive Core, who says, I will donate another $20 in gift subs for DrRank to do the skatist percent ending.
Skater percent. Tempting. There is actually a in-game cheat that you can purchase with bonus points that makes Wally do a little spin every time you go up a half pipe. Unfortunately, enabling that cheat would make the run invalid because even cosmetic cheat codes aren't allowed. Which is also a shame because there's absolutely insane cheats. There's one that gives him a Toy Story alien backpack.
Remember and reproduce to gain access.
There's one that makes his laser rainbow. And there's a couple that change the music that plays when you hold L1. And yes, Wally has a music player. We're actually going to see it in a couple levels' time.
Clear.
Okay, managed to not mess up that puzzle. All right, now this room, this is my least favorite room in the level because there's a stack of 4 boxes right at the end. If I miss them, I cannot retry. Here we go. Come on! Also, Wally's solar panels were half open there. That sometimes happens when you pass through a sunbeam. All right, so a lot of skate ramps in this section. Oh, okay, we lost our red speed there because we slowed down too much on the hurdle. That's okay, we can get it back here.
Shop, play, and do nothing for 5 luxurious years. Happy Accident Day.
All right, so that's Fixing Eve done. Now, the next level, Clean Getaway, is another laser auto-scroller. So for this level, we have the stewards have spotted us and they're like, "Hey, you're not allowed to be here. You gotta get out or show us a passport, one of the two." So we're just gonna laser them and grab the boxes along the way. So this will go for about 2 minutes. So if you got anything to read, go for it.
We have $50 from Craig or Bagel, who says, "Love Wally so much. Great to see this run live. Good luck. Loving the quick scopes on the laser boxes. Put this towards naming Ussering Wall-E."
Ooh.
Which, as a reminder, that incentive, let me just, yep. As a reminder, for that incentive, we currently have Mr. Grizz in the lead for $190, Ursering at $136, and Pooper Z at $108, and now Wall-E at $20. I'd like to see that get pushed up to the top.
Yeah. I'm personally rooting for Mr. Grizz, honestly.
If you're not happy, you're not consuming.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the Splatoon 2 or 3 runs last night because I had to get some sleep for this run. But I did catch Splatoon 1 and it was absolutely awesome.
Get clean away for 5 incredibly relaxing years.
Also love the guy on the left there just trying to hide his face from me. Alright, just got one more box and like 5 stewards left. There we go. All right. Now comes the good part of the run. All right, so that song just there, Put On Your Sunday Clothes, we're actually going to use it as a gameplay mechanic. Ah. So we got an artifact buried in some towels here, which is Thor's hammer. Is Wally worthy to pick it up? He is! All right, so that's the only artifact we have in this level. All right, so this level introduces magnetic cubes, which will attract the big one in the middle towards wherever we throw it. And we'll use it to open all the doors at once to start with. And we're going to open them in a specific order. Oh, nearly got it all the way over. All right. So there's, so this level we need to collect 100 batteries to open the door.
Decode sequence.
And there's batteries in every single one of these rooms. Oh, misclicked there. And all of the rooms except this one will have what are called reject bots, which are basically defective robots from the repair ward that have broken out and have recaptured. So we killed the steward with a box charge there, and he dropped a junk pile, which we can use once to make a cube. Now you're supposed to use the robots to help you through these areas. Like this level, like this part has a dark room that you're supposed to get past with a torch bot. But we technically don't need to see where we're going. So I've broken those crates to light my way a bit, and if it'll let me jump, I can hopefully box charge over that gap. Otherwise, I do have a backup strat. All right, we'll go for the backup then. There we go. Now let's see if we can make it back the other way. No, that's fine. So blue crates and batteries are retained when you die. So we just have to re-break the 5 red crates in this level. And then we're done with that room. No light required. All right, so Gopher there, who will destroy any cubes that we bring into the room with us.
Dial code to gain access.
But we have a different strategy for this room.
Clear.
So this is Hans, the massage bot, and we're gonna play some music to attract him over to these cubes, and he'll break them. And that'll disable the force field. Now, the song that plays doesn't have to be Put On Your Sunday Clothes from Hello Dolly. There are some cheats that replace it with the music from The Incredibles and Ratatouille video games, which are absolutely phenomenal games in their own right as well. There's a skip I can potentially do here. Nope. He denied me.
Please decode sequence.
All right, so we'll go with the intended route of freeing this vacuum bot.
Clear.
Feel down. Ooh, bless you. Yeah, so the vacuum bot can sneeze out a junk pile and give you a free junk cube. Mustn't forget these 2 boxes. All right.
Remember and reproduce to gain access.
All right, got to lock in a bit here.
Clear.
All right, so here we've got defib, the defibrillator bot. So we're gonna lure him out a bit so he's in the right spot. And we're gonna attract him over to this door and he's gonna shock it open.
Clear.
Oh, yeah, so the bots do have a hitbox below them, even though some of them float. And they can get in the way sometimes, as you see there. And now we have our final bots for this game, Brella.
Clear.
Alright, so we're gonna go up top here, and we're gonna use them as a trampoline. Boing, boing. All right, so we got all 100 batteries and all 40 crates. Let's open the door to the diagnostic room. All right, so here we have one of the more difficult levels in the run, Robot Rescue. Unfortunately, there are a lot of in-engine cutscenes that are not skippable in any version, and only one FMV cutscene that's skippable at the end. We did actually find a skip for that cutscene on the PC version, because that cutscene is legally part of this level, but it happens after the autosave prompt. So after you're done with this level, you can just close and reboot the game, and it'll just take it to the next level without playing the cutscene, which saves like 2 minutes.
Clear.
All right, so this level is divided into 2 sections. First, we have the repair ward, which itself has multiple sections to go through. We ultimately want to go through the door at the back there, but they've retracted the platforms, so we gotta undo that. So we're gonna start by going to the left room.
To gain access.
We're gonna solve the color match capture. Like, seriously, who was in IT at BNL?
Clear.
Alright, so we're gonna laser that stack there. Oh yeah, this level also has Mo, the cleaner bot, as a recurring enemy. And is like the only enemy that you absolutely cannot kill. Like you can stun him using a magnet cube, but you cannot permanently harm him. You can only push him away. All right, so we've pushed one of those buttons and we've extended the inner ring. Now, the holy grail of Wally speedruns would be a skip for this section, like to potentially jump all the way to the inner ring and then to the door of the next room from there. It has not been found though. We have not been able to make the jump. But if anyone does find it, you would instantly have like multiple minutes of time saved for any percent. All right. So you're gonna have a sing along with a duck now. So if you've got anything to read, now's a good time.
I'd just like to remind everyone who we are and what we're doing. We're AusSpeedruns, running our AusSpeedrun Marathon for 2026, raising money for Game On Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research to make this the last generation to die from cancer. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com, or if you're in the Twitch chat, type !donate in there.
Alright, so the stewards are throwing cubes at me. Hopefully they're kind to me in this ramp.
Ticket through space. On the axiom. Shots play and do nothing for 5 luxurious years.
And they're zapping me in the cutscene. Alright, 22 is correct for this point in the level. Alright. So now we can access the very back of the repair ward. We can grab we can open the casing to lower the key card.
Remember and reproduce to gain access.
Get away. Get away.
Clear.
Alright, so there's a bit of a minor skip we can do in this level. So those 3 buttons at the back will lower some platforms on the ceiling and allow us to reach some batteries. However, we actually only need the 2 on the left. Oh, Neil. So you can angle your throw in such a way that it hits 2 buttons at once. But unfortunately, I didn't get it.
Clear.
Now, there's some really sneaky crates in this level. They're hidden behind here. Also, the sentry bot deactivated because all the stewards in the room died.
Take a cruise through space on the Axiom. Shop, play, and do nothing
Oh,
for
ah.
5 luxurious years.
Actually, I'm going to move Hans out of the way a bit. Oh. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is completely botch that. Lovely. All right. So you're going to get red speed from this ramp. Take it all the way up. And use it to cross all the way over. Yeah, so normally there's a 3rd platform that you'd lower to reach that, but you can just use red speed to skip it.
The last word is luxury. The first step to tomorrow.
Downside is you don't have red speed when leaving the room, because we still have to grab the dog. All right, so we got everything we need in this room. Sorry, Mo. All right. So now we've cleared the casing around the keycard, but the stewards have woken up. So we gotta take out all of them. They will die in a single box charge or cube hit. You can also kill them with laser, but it is slower. We're gonna try to... There we go. Alright. Alright, so after this cutscene, we have a save point, and we're gonna go back in the other direction towards the the engine room. Now, there was a red crate we missed in the central hub here, but we can get that now. And now that we've cleared the repair board, the blue crates here will spawn. Which is what prevents you from going straight to the engine room at the start. And there's the torch bot that we skipped earlier. So we technically don't need him to navigate this room. However, there's an enemy here called Remy. Yes, that is the real name. They are very notoriously intolerant of Wally's presence, let's say, but they're repelled by light. All right, don't need him from here. There's a box here. All right. And we're just gonna bully Mo a bit while we drag this magnetic cube around. And we're gonna open this glass pane, which extends all the way up. I've tried finding a way to skip it, but we just can't. And now we're gonna go use this one time at the other side to get a magnet over there. And doing all that lowers some bridges, which we can then rotate with a normal cube. And we're going to snipe these two boxes here.
Please decode.
Wally's auto aim is pretty good for the most part. Never.
Clear.
Oh, come on, that missed. There we go. Bless you. All right, so we're going to use the vacuum bot in the next section because we need cubes, but there's a gopher in the way. Rude. Bless you. All right, so that takes a while for that platform to lower. So we're going to snipe the second one while we wait. We're not going to hit the third one, though, because there's a skip we can do. Now, it doesn't save that much time, but, you know, it looks cool.
Dial code to gain access.
We like tricks that look cool in marathons.
Clear.
All right, so got lots of cube throwing to do here. And a few stewards to kill to make them. Wait, why are you not dead? Because there's still one steward left. All right, oh, we got a very decent cycle at this rotating room. All right. We got one more combat section before we can take the key card. All right, so we're going to use... Oh! There we go. All right, and that is the end of Robot Rescue. Wally's just gonna take the key cards back to Eve now.
There's always.
Yeah, so this cutscene here is the one that you can skip on PC with a quit and reset. So this level is called Human Highway. It's bit of an interesting one. It is the only Axiom level that has explosive cubes, which will kill the sentry bots in one hit, but that mostly doesn't matter because we can just use it to kill the stewards en masse. Oh, missed that one. And the sentries will also turn off automatically if there's no stewards in the area.
The Axiom.
And we use this explosive to take out that stack of crates there.
Rogue robot. Warning. Rogue robot.
Now there's 9 crates that I need in this area.
Caution. Rogue robot.
All right, so we've killed all the stewards, so now the force field is down. Oh, bit too high. There we go.
Caution. Rogue robot.
All right. So now we've dug up the googly eye glasses. We got a puzzle at the end of every section in this level. Now's probably a good time to mention the language differences. English is fastest, and specifically American English, which is another reason I'm playing on PS5 aside from loads, is that it lets you choose the American version, which has a higher frame rate. But now, who's up for some Frogger?
Rogue robot.
Don't worry, that will not be the last of the Frogger. And I love how they made an entire multiplayer minigame out of that.
The Axiom. The luxury space cruiser. The Axiom. The luxury space cruiser.
Right. Bye, Mo. Now, I have seen this level crash here before, so hopefully
The luxury space.
it shouldn't. Okay, I think we're good.
And reproduce to gain access. Clear.
All right. And now we got some more Frogger, but this one's more based on the back half of the Frogger board, where you're where you're crossing the logs.
Get clean away for 5 incredibly relaxing years.
All right. So we got Gopher here, which means we're gonna. Oh yeah, this guy will just attack us in the cutscene. Oh, and look, it's Rex from Toy Story. No, no, no. Leave Rex alone, Eve. He is precious. Now, the vacuum bot can be a little uncooperative in this section, so hopefully he behaves himself. Oh, you got locked out. When Sunday clothes, when you feel down and...
Dial code to gain access. Clear.
All right, and guess what it's time for? More Frogger. This time around, though, the exit is narrower. Not by much, though. Yep. Now, it is possible for the stewards to friendly fire each other, which has sometimes happened in this area. And there we go, that's all 60 boxes. Just one more puzzle and one more Frogger.
Clear.
Alright. Alright. And that is Human Highway done. Now the next level is Pod Blaster, which is, in my opinion, the worst level in the game casually, because it's a 2-minute auto-scroller that doesn't even give you the decency to have limited ammo. Like, you just shoot asteroids with the escape pod lasers, and that's it. So, perfect spot for some donations.
Whilst I would love to give some donations, we don't currently have any. I would, though, like to correct a mistake I made. I accidentally only put in $20 for naming Ursaring Wally. That has been fixed. It is now at $50, and to make up for my blunder, I will be making a donation right now.
Oh.
I will be putting an additional $50 towards Ursaring being named Wally.
Oh no, there's a big one, and the lasers finally run out.
Dial code to gain access.
I don't have time for this, man! It's an emergency exit!
Clear.
Oh good, he escaped. Alright. So now we've got another Eve level, this time in space. Similar gimmick to Eve Pursuit earlier. If Wally gets too far ahead, then we just die and restart the level. My main concern, though, is making sure that I hit all of the boxes, though, because some of them are a bit tricky. All right, crates are good.
And we just had $50 come in from Megaslayer321A that says, name Ursaring Wally.
Ooh. Ooh. Didn't mean to cause this much of an upset with the Ursaring incentive. Alright. So unfortunately, we now have Rogue Robots, which is another 2-minute auto-scroller. So in this one, Gopher has spotted us, and we have to repeatedly laser him. And he just instantly dies just like that, like less than 1 second. Also, it's kind of a shame that we skipped the cutscenes in this run, because there's one we just skipped at the end of Cosmic Speedway, where John the Human has his one line of dialogue in the entire game, not even voiced by his movie actor, John Ratzenberger. And it's just, goodness gracious, in like the most pathetic delivery possible, and it's hilarious. See if you've got anything more to read, now's a good time. Ooh. Oh, wow.
And I think I just tried to read something out while I was muted. I would do that again for the people in Twitch. We just got an in-person donation of $120 from Craig Bagel that says Ursaring name Wally, which puts Wally in the lead on that at $220, with Mr. Grizz following behind at $190.
All right, so we're finally out of auto-scroller hell. And now we're in the rubbish chute. So this is where the video game adaptation differs a bit from the movie. So in the movie, at this point, they've tried to deliver the plans to the captain again. But the autopilot has intercepted, saying, nah, can't go home, too much pollution, and some guy 700 years ago said so. And when Wally tried to defend the plant from him, Auto zapped him, absolutely fried his motherboard, and sent him down the rubbish chute. That's what happened in the movie timeline. However, the game was based on an earlier version where it was actually Eve who got injured. And Wally has to save her. They did change it late in the game, though, because they realized, wait a minute, if Wally's injured, then it gives Eve a reason to go back to Earth besides just the plant. But as a pleasant side effect of that, we get my favorite level in the game, fixing Eve, which is coming up right here. Right, and this level has a whopping 3 FMV cutscenes. Alright, so first we gotta laser Eve out of the rubbish cube. Alright, unfortunately Eve is very badly damaged, so we gotta find 20 of those little cylinder things to fix her. But first, we're gonna grab an artifact over here, which is the paddle ball, and I only realized recently that this paddle ball has Mike Wazowski on it. Not bad for a guy with one eye! Shout out to the Monsters Inc. Scream team. Which, hey, maybe I'll submit a 100% run of that game next year. Oh, we got full solar panels out. Nice one, Wally. Yeah, so that one's kind of the lamest artifact animation, the accordion. I feel like it probably had more to it, but they had to cut it for time reasons. Like, just imagine put on your Sunday clothes, but on accordion. Alright, so for this first room, we need to collect 40 batteries and spend them 10 at a time. Whoa! That's never happened before. Alright, so we grab this crate, use a cube to hit that barrier, take out the steward so he doesn't interfere. Gonna... Oh, nearly got that jump. Ah. Can you press X, please, controller? Actually, I should shout out this controller because this is the 30th anniversary edition DualSense, which has colored face buttons as God intended. Oh, come on! There we go! Alright. Alright, so I'm going to use the Brella bot to get over here. Whoa! Now that lock opening animation is legally the same cutscene every time, so we can actually skip it for once. Oh, meant to charge first there. Closing, you feel that. All right, so now the door's open, at least on that end. We do need to take out these stewards before the back door will open, though. All right, there's a swag kill we can go for in this next set. There we go. Yeah, those guys are completely optional, but they are in our way. So we're gonna bring Hans out and then leave him there so we can grab these crates. All right, so we're at 4 out of 20. Okay, not quite. All right. Now, this is where the skips start happening in this level. So we can just completely botch that. So you're supposed to keep going down the left first, but we can do a precise box jump to get to the area on the right first. There we go. Now, there is a skip in this area that is very hard, but if we get it, it will save like 20 seconds.
Match the color pairs and you'll gain access.
Also, I should mention the PSP version just added a ramp there. So this skip is intentional, but not on this version.
You're all clear.
All right. All right. Now, unfortunately, these wallays are our ticket to the next set of platforms. And they're very slow. And despite my efforts, despite the community's efforts, we cannot ride them in one cycle. So we gotta sit here a bit and wait for this guy to catch up. Whoop. I did not mean to charge there. Oh. Okay, we got him. So unfortunately the cycles continue when you die, which can really mess you up sometimes. All right. Now here's where the skip happens. We're going to try to bypass this battery door. I'm going to give myself 3 tries to do it. Oh, that was close. Oh. All right, one more try, and then we do it legit. Oh, so close. All right. So if I had gotten that skip, I would have saved 20 batteries here, which means I would have been able to skip some blue crates in the next section that we're about to do. Yeah, so that's where you're supposed to finish the level from. But now we're going to do the part you're supposed to do second. So I need to make sure I have 43 boxes at the end of this dark room. All right, enough of that. Oh, bit of a glitchy texture there. Whoop, whoop, oh, 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 oh. I've never seen that before. Whoop, whoop. What? What? Oh, what? How did that not save it? All right, so these are the boxes that I would have skipped if I'd gotten past the battery door earlier. As are the ones on the other side here. All right, so there's a cycle with that moving platform that I want to catch. So I can... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you're normally supposed to wait for that one, but we can just do a long jump. Also, we're back to the Earth interface for these puzzles, which shows how little the maintenance team have been working on the junkyard in the Axiom.
You're all clear.
All right, so there's a red box that we need there. All right, got a pretty decent cycle with this moving platform. All right, probably got time for a donation or two.
No current donations, but as was proven by our last few donations, if you do have any, you can put them towards incentives. The remaining two incentives we have are the name Espeon and name Ursaring for the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness run coming up later in the day. Winx has a commanding lead for the name Espeon with $480 over the Shading, the next in line with $60. And then Ursaring, we currently have Wall-E in the lead with $220, followed by Mr. Grizz with $190, and Ursaring with $136, and Pooper Z with $108.
All right, so now we have Holo Detector Dash. This level is kind of a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to speedrunning. And a nice clean Frogger section to open. Lovely. So there is technically a skip you can do to bypass a few of the key puzzles. But it is very difficult and also bypasses several crates. So we'll unfortunately not be seeing it in this run. Okay, so we got to recycle that cube a couple times. So we're gonna hopefully not bother with that
Remember
steward.
and reproduce to gain access. Clear.
All right, so that is the last of the Simon Says puzzles that we'll be seeing in this run. All right, so now they've turned off the water fountains, so we can use them as platforms to go to the next area. We just ignore that steward. There's some sneaky boxes here. There's one there. And there's one there. Nope, and I completely box charged the wrong way. Lovely. Yeah, so those boxes are pretty well hidden behind the holographic ferns. Which honestly sounds like more effort than just having a real fern. Whoop, that cube nearly got in our way there. Alright. Alright. Alright, there's a minor skip we can do to avoid having to grab another magnet cube. Oh, there we go. Now, unfortunately, we do have to take out these stewards, otherwise they will interrupt us during the color match puzzle.
Match color pairs to gain access.
Nice and easy one.
Clear.
Okay, only one mistake. That's not bad. And no more key puzzles at all for the rest of the run. Alright, so we've got the ski mask artifact here, and of course the stewards will be hitting us during the cutscene. There's a hilarious thing you can do with the cheat codes in this game, because there's a code to have the ski mask on Wally's head permanently. And of course in this cutscene you have the ski mask on the ski mask. Alright, now we're going to use the magnet cube to clear up this area. Okay, we've been spotted. Yeah, got him before he could throw that cube. So we're going to throw this one. And we're going to skip the magnet cubes with some long jumps. And then we're going to do it again. Now we deposit the final batteries in the run. Alright, so we got a clear path now. So just going to do some backtracking. Now, the doors we got to get here have closed on us, so we have to reopen them. But we can throw the cube at red speed to make it a bit faster. Right, and we got 41 boxes, which is the correct amount, even though it looks wrong. All right, and we got one more Frogger section. All right. Now, in order to proceed past this area, we do need to kill these stewards. And you'll notice they're all on elevated platforms, so we can only kill them with a cube or with the laser. Also, while I'm here... No, didn't get it. That's all right. All right, and we've got our final artifact over here, which is the beach ball, and the perfect spot to read out any donations or sponsorship messages.
Sure. Let's just remind everyone who we are and what we're doing. We are AusSpeedruns, running our AusSpeedrun Marathon of 2026, where we are raising money for Game on Cancer, a charity which funds early career cancer researchers who are working across all areas of cancer research to make this the last generation to die from cancer. If you'd like to donate, you can go to donate.ausspeedruns.com or type !donate in the Twitch chat. And I would just like to say, personally, I think it is absolutely amazing that we have risen over 25K so far.
Ooh, nearly at 26K. All right, so that is the final artifact in the run. The only 100% collectibles left are the crates. Oh, we did get that guy with the crate cube earlier. Love how we completely bamboozled that guy. All right, so the last 6 crates are around the edge of the pool here. However, we can't reach the up there. So what we have to do is we have to take out waves of stewards, and the crates will drop down 2 at a time. Just completely push him upwards there. All right, we got all the boxes. We can rest easy. Oh, we are running a bit low on health, though. All right. And that is Holo Detector Dash done. And immediately after one of the longest levels in the game, we have one of the shortest. Because of course we do. This is Licensed Games 101. So in this one, the captain is fighting with the autopilot and the ship is tilted on its side. So we gotta race around the rim of the pool to get to the holo detector and stop it from closing. And there are only 10 boxes here. And that's that level done. All right. So now we've got the final level of the any percent portion, Homecoming. Wally is critically injured now from the encounter with the holo detector. So we gotta get him back home to fix him. All right, so if you've got some donations here, go for it.
no donations right now, but I would like to give a big thank you to our major partner for the event, RetroTink. RetroTink is all about allowing you to experience your favorite vintage games on modern screens. Shipping all across Australia, their products range from simple plug-and-play adapters to high-end video processors available on their website at retrotink.com. If you're here at the event, you can experience their range with our demo units available on site in the Tink Room. No matter which solution you choose, their mission always stays the same, helping you rediscover your retro consoles with the best possible picture and performance.
Yeah, I've got the 2X Pro model at home, and it has been absolutely amazing for recording footage, especially of PS2 games like this. But that's the any percent portion done. However, we still have 4 bonus levels to do, starting with the epilogue. So this is split into 2 sections with 3 missions each. So we got to help the captain get his stolen plants back from Gopher. And we're going to do it at repeats of existing level geometry. So we've got revisit for Shipyard. Very similar to the Eve chase in this area, except we're going in the opposite direction. And once again, we can skip. This one's a lot harder though, so I need to lock in here. There we go. Yeah, so that right there is possibly the hardest skip that I've been able to learn consistently. Because like if you're like 2 pixels off to either side, then you don't get to climb up there. All right, so we got the plant back from Gopher, and we're going to do that twice more in the Workday and Eve Pursuit areas. We're now able to skip Eve's drop-off animation in each area, as well as the wrestle the plant away from Gopher animation. So that was Gopher 1 we just did. Now we're doing Gopher 2. Unfortunately, this is the one Gopher section that doesn't have a skip, at least as far as we know. There is technically a way to get red speed from a ramp, but it is actually slower to go for. Because, like, it's the airport sign there, and you gotta do a full U-turn to make any use of it. And at the end of the day, it's still 2 and a bit laps. Gopher 3, however, is one of the more interesting skips because we can't backtrack from the very start of the area, but we can backtrack from the middle of it.
Gopher stole my brand new plant. Could you track him down and get it for me?
Also, how many plants does this guy have that you can just steal? Like, come on, Captain, get your act together. All right, so it's the return of the instant deaths red panels. So first, we're going to chase him normally. Then we're going to veer left into this side area, which will teleport Gopher back to the start. And hopefully, we can catch him here. Got him! Getting both Gopher skips on the first try is amazing.
Thanks.
All right, so we're done with the captain. Now we got to talk to Mo. So for the Mo missions, we got to go back to the same levels, and we got to defeat all the stewards there and rescue the other reject bots. You got some nice friendly fire there. Oh, okay, you've got to be careful with that guy throwing explosives because they can kill us in one hit if we're not box charging. like you see there. All right, so that's Mo 1 done. All right, now we got Mo 2. And another example of a repeat cutscene that we can skip. You need some friendly fire from that explosive. Lovely. That's never happened before. All right, I'm gonna snipe these guys. Boom. All right. And finally we have Mo 3. So this one, we have to use our laser on this guy, and then from there it's just explosive, explosive, explosive. Oh, I didn't quite make it. Oh, well. But look, it's Hans. All right. I got to make sure to hold R2 here. Okay, so there's a bit of a bug there with the epilogue where it can sometimes just not give you the bonus points for completing the chapter. Which doesn't matter as much if you're just doing 100% speed run, but it does make the platinum trophy impossible if you get that glitch, because you need those points to buy everything. Alright, so this is another bonus level leader deck dash. Crates are a little tight in this level, but we seem to be managing fine so far. And that's all the boxes. All right, so now we're going to backtrack to the level select and do the 2 playground levels, starting with the repair ward playgrounds. All right, so these playgrounds have 2 challenges each. The first is to break all the non-BNL crates within the time limits. Good on these guys for breaking away from the monopoly. Now we do crates first because it is the harder of the 2. So we need to go through a series of half pipes to go progressively higher until we get to this final one. And then we're going to take a shortcut straight to the left here. Straight into that box. Lovely. And we got the sideways spin. Lovely. Oh, come on, get up. There we go. All right, and now we're going to do the B&L gate challenge, where you just have to go through the gates in order. And we only start with 5 seconds, but each gate you go through adds 2. All right, so if you've got any messages to read, now's a good time.
Yep, we've had a $50 in-person donation from Chili Pepper, who wants to add that towards naming the Ursaring Wally, bringing that up to $270. We have a $10 donation from Ray-Ban that says Wally go Num, and we have an $18 donation from the Bug Snacks guy, who says had to donate because of the number was bothering me. Good luck to DrRank and all the runners that are left. Put this towards calling Ursaring Mr. Grizz. We have broken $26,000 now.
Woo! Yeah, I did see it was at 25.9 earlier, but yeah, good to officially break the milestone. All right, so that's repair ward done. Now we have, so just have one final level, and that is Tanker Playgrounds. So same story, we're gonna do the crates challenge and then the gates challenge. So first we're gonna get red speed from that slope and use it to grab this box. Gonna go all the way up top. Lost our red speed, but that's fine. Potentially, it might not be fine though. Whoa. Okay, no worries. We can try again while getting these bottom ones. And that is the last crate. Now we just have to do the gates and we are done with the run. All right, one more. Time is not yet. Whoop. All right, and time. Ooh, 2:08. Okay, so not only is that a personal best for me, not only is that a world record for the PS2 version, but that is also a world record across all versions. Oh, we are absolutely saving that file. Thanks for having me on, ASM. If you want to try this game for yourself, it is on PS2, PSP, PC. The PS2 version is also available on PS4 and PS5. And there is also a Wally Speedruns Discord server, which also covers the Heavy Iron Studio version for PS3 and that generation. And if you want to see more of me, you can follow me on YouTube at DrRank or on Twitch at DrRank08. But that's all from me.
All right. Well, that was DrRank running Wally 100% on the PlayStation 2. Up next, we have Worcester running Pokemon Platinum Baton Pass on the Nintendo DS. And whilst I've got you, I would like to let you know about Urban Climb. A big thanks to Urban Climb. United by uncommon grounds, they exist to inspire lifelong adventure to all speedrunners watching. They welcome you into their clubs with 7 in Australia, with 7 in Australian nationwide, and perfect for all skill levels. I am poor at reading today. All right, I have been MegaSlayer321A, your host for this run and many others. I am signing off now. I hope everyone enjoys the remaining runs of the event, and I hope to see some of you in person later. Bye.
Thank you for that, Mega Slayer. I will be your next host for the first half of the next run, Molten AMF. It's great to be here. Hello, everybody. Right now, we have upcoming the Pokemon Platinum run by Worcester. Take it away.